one-day release. Demon sub tries not to crease. And meanwhile, keeping nice and warm in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile, the handyman is opening another can. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. Sometimes they're salty about the gaming biz, and nobody knows who Upworlder is. Technical difficulties, they're really such a crime. Technical difficulties, they happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time.
Good evening, everybody. Well, it's a quiet chat. We've just got Cheesemee
It is a
entertaining
bit.
himself. With the oh, hello. Now we're rocking. Hello, Shakos. Good evening to you, sir. I was going to say I don't want to see any rings live on the internet. All right, just looking at your
Why not?
comment.
Why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Fucking hell. Oh dear. Welcome to Only Paints. Fucking Jesus. Let me just mute David because I'm getting stereo. Fucking the salt gags have started early. So how is everyone? Hope you all had a good week.
Trevor missed a salty special last week.
Fucking hell, did we ever? Good evening, Toros. Where the hell have you lot been? You're rolling in late. This is it. We're going to start taking a register from now on. What the fuck? Hiya, Paul.
Pandy's here. Fucking hell.
Hello, Pandy. Good to see you, mate. So yeah, I hope everybody had a good week since they were here since you last saw us.
Where's dog meat gone?
I don't know, mate.
There he is.
I ain't there. Everybody, those eagle-eyed among you, will see that Spam is just lurking in the back.
Yeah,
behind
Spam's lurking
David's
in the
head.
background.
Hello, Crispin. Because of Ben, your alternate mocker. Hello,
Evening,
Troy
Troy.
Rhodes. Great to see a new name, sir. Welcome to the madness. Hello to you, California. Been there a couple of times. My father-in-law used to live in Cupertino, Silicon Valley area for a while. So we've been over there a couple of times. Very, very nice weather and beautiful Pacific coast. Kid Shaka says, on tonight's topic, we're all ordering fish and chips, right? That sounds like a damn fine idea, frankly. But no, we're not. I'm trying to lose weight. Hello, Ewok.
Oh, that's it. Fucking throw me under the bus already, dickhead.
Oh dear. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know and haven't been able to tell, I've lost nearly 2 stone in weight. This is the svelte me. Black's not very revealing, but you know. But we've got a great video of David, that everybody can enjoy later. Pandy, he's
Look,
eating his
I'm just
cheese
I
toasties.
look.
I love cheese
I'm just li-
toasties. I
I'm
like
just
putting
living up
tomato
the
in cheese toasties, but they're lethal. It's lethally hot.
I'm just living up to the Yellow Belly tabletop brand.
Fucking
Just
Toros,
saying.
what a cheeky cunt. Toros, 2 stone. Did you take a boot off? No, mate. I put my salt cellar down.
I thought it was dehydration from all the salts we brought
Yeah.
in this, mate.
Oh, fucking hell.
Ring update, there isn't fucking one. End of news story.
Yeah. Oh my god. Right, so if you're new here, this is sort of how it rolls. It's chaotic and it's mad. This is a hobby live stream, so make sure that you if you're doing any hobby, stick it in the chat. Let us know what you're working on, whether it's painting, building, or even just writing your next D&D adventure or planning a scenario or whatever. If it's hobby related and you're using our video to kill time, stick it in the chat, or if you're watching along later on YouTube, stick it in the comments down below. Just have a sip of my green tea.
Green tea?
Yeah. I drink so much coffee at work. I never thought I would say this, but I'm actually sick of black coffee. So I've taken to drinking green tea just for a bloody change. Oh, Shakos, no new games! Not this year, mate, but next year. Oh, ho, ho,
What have you done with the
next
real
year. It's to be fair, it might look like a tankard. It's just a cheap thermal mug from Amazon, like one of these heat retaining things. I do like Yorkshire tea, Shakos. Good shout, sir.
Top left-hand corner.
Cinnamon tea. Jesus. Cheese me wandered in with a bit of a touch of class. We're drinking it with a pinky out. Drinking it with a pinky out.
Yeah, but
he's
wandered in from Europe, hasn't he?
Yeah. Black
Why
tea's
are you
nice,
so loud
Pandy.
tonight?
Yeah. To be honest with you, anything that's really bitter suits my personality.
What, like your soul?
Exactly. Oh, fucking hell. Ewok getting darker and darker by the minute. Right, so let's crack on. So over the next couple of hours, we'll follow our usual format. And if you're new here, that involves show me what we're going to be working on, talking about club night, and then we'll have a bit of news and waffle with the chat. And then about 9 o'clock ish, as the mood takes us, we'll sort of move on to our main topic. And this week, it's our sort of episode is very much inspired by a gaming club about, what are they, about 6 or 7 miles up the road in Spalding?
8 miles up by road.
Yeah, from where David, from where our gaming club meets. Obviously, I'm nearer Spalding, but relative to our gaming club, they're about 6 or 7 miles away, and they were in the BBC local news for basically they've been doing initiatives to support people attending the club with stress and anxiety and their mental health. And we were sort of watching the news and talking about it, and thought, well, let's sort of cover it as a topic and give the guys at Spalding War Games Club a shout out, because good on them. I tell you what, it's a massive club. They've got 60 odd people there, from what I can see in the video. So they've definitely exploded in popularity. But they do a huge range of stuff, don't they, mate? Role-playing games, board games, and the good old miniature war game. So do you want to go
And a lot more
first?
for.
Sorry,
Well,
mate.
I was going to
Carry
say,
on.
do you want to go first?
Yep, I
Because
can
I've
do.
got a two-parter for what I'm working on tonight. Because I'm going to just rob what the missus is working
Oh
on as
my
well.
God, two-parter. Um,
No, not to double ender, Paul. Before you start,
where's my phone? Where's my camera? My phone is
technical
here.
difficulties.
Okay.
Tick that off your bingo card, boys and girls, because it
Yeah.
didn't take what
It,
8 minutes.
we're not even 10 minutes in, and the fucking madness has already started. Come on with ya. Yes. Right. So I am glad to say I'm getting some paint down on my US Marine Corps. So this is what I'm going to be working on tonight. Is just line the camera up, get her centered. So here we go. So these are the miniatures that I've got assembled so far. I've basically got a 13-man USMC squad, and then I've also got some weapon teams. So this guy, put these in the back corner. Who else have we got? This guy. Where's the bazooka? Yeah, so I've got a sniper team, 2 prone guys here. I've got a bazooka team, the loader and the firer. And then these guys, everybody else here, makes up a 13-man USMC squad. I'm using a variation of a paint scheme by what the hell's his channel called? How I Paint Things. It's called. I believe he's an Australian. He might be a Kiwi, and he's definitely some variety and species of Antipodean. Hello, Damon. Great to see you, mate.
So what you're saying is he's an export from this country?
Yes. Yeah. Ultimately, that's your. He will have been an export at some point. So I'm doing a variation on his scheme, which is mostly Vallejo model colour. I do like his World War II schemes. I used them for my Japanese and my British Singapore troops. I can't remember, what do they call the tropical dress, don't they? The British tropical dress that I did. He is a Kiwi. Yeah. Thanks, Toros. Yeah. Sonic Sledgehammer. That's the channel. Thank you very much. Do you know what? You guys are fucking better than Google. Brilliant. Yes, Sonic Sledgehammer is the channel, and his video series is How I Paint Things, and then he just basically anything you can think of, he's probably tried to paint it. Later I did enter some of these miniatures tropical kit. I entered some of these miniatures for painting competition, so I'll be able to show you some painted later. So that is what I'm working on tonight. What about you, buddy?
Come on down.
You on down.
Take a wild guess, because we've got this booked in on Monday.
Oh, more Fallout.
So we're trying to get the survivors painted tonight, or at least base coated, so we've got at least some representation ready for club on Monday night. Did 3 of the 4 that I was working on, got them, no, 4 of the 5 that I was working on, I got finished for painting competition. So you will see them up close and personal later. So I've got the Lone Wanderer, Mama Murphy, and 2 Raiders done. So I'm just working on like bits and pieces at the moment. So like this one, I've got to finish her top half and her armor. I have done her base, which is, to say the least, a little fucking intense because there's window frames and broken glass and
Jesus
bricks.
Christ. That one's busy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on
I
this
do
one.
like them, to be fair.
So at the moment, we're just base coating Sturges, miscellaneous raider number 1, and good old Preston Garvey. So we're going to have some African American skin tones on the go in a bit, boys and girls. So that's what I'm up to this evening.
Sweet.
Meanwhile, my other half, my better half,
You said it.
is sat here. Does anybody recognise these boats?
Yes.
I know they're missing sails at the moment.
We are
So Spam is currently
salamanders
salamanders
for Armada.
And we black primed them and we've mahogany browned the base. We're going to obviously gold detail the shit out of all that filigree. But Sam currently has the fun task because she's painted herself into a corner of putting black grey over black.
Of course. I'd paint black grey over black.
What the fuck are you doing? Right. Boys and girls, I gave her a painting handle, right?
Yeah, but this one's
To
really small.
paint
Yeah,
boats
yeah.
on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's
yeah.
just fucking raw dogging this one.
Oh,
Like, what the fuck?
Swap it over for me, because then you get paint on your hands. And
Oh, yeah, that's it. I'll get the paint on
I'll
my
do the little- I'll
hands
do the little
and then get it all over my miniatures. Yeah, that's wonderful, babe. So, yeah, that's what Spam's up to
Fucking
tonight.
hell.
See, do you love me?
Oh, no. Crispin. His Mantic Vault lapsed and he's missed 2 months. Gutted, mate.
Which 2 months are you missing, Crispin?
Shakos, I think Shakos has paused his YouTube because now he's commenting on stuff that was like 2-3 minutes ago.
Either that or
Might want to
he's
refresh the browser, Shakos. Oh dear.
Right. I'm going to carry on doing what I was doing. Right. Bye, boys and girls.
So I
Get away
can't
from the
wait.
camera now.
I can't wait to see all the gold. Why did you choose to do the box art? I had massive regrets faffing about that.
Why did Spam choose to do the box
Yeah.
art? Well, Spam can justify herself in a second.
Why did you do it? Why you do it?
She have a ring, she would change it.
Yeah, I would.
Anyway,
I would.
answer the question.
I would change direction.
Why are you doing the box art?
Well, I'm kind of not. I am and I'm not. But I'm female and I like shiny things, so it's got to be gold, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but why are you doing the black and the red? And why are you doing black grey over black?
To be fair, you didn't tell me not to last time when I started this. You just
Well,
let
I know
me
better.
do it
I know
anyway.
better than to
But
fucking
now
argue.
Everybody else is making the comment online. You're bullying me.
I'm not bullying you.
should have
I'm
said
not
something
bullying
when
you.
I first started, but no.
Bloody hell! Video feed gets cut as domestic explodes.
So is that because you're from the US and obviously it wants to pay in whatever currency Great Britain uses?
Oh fucking hell!
So therefore
typical.
it flags as a spam. We've had that before at the show with Dungeon and Lasers, haven't we?
Do you know
because
what?
They're Polish.
Ewok. That's what. Just a thought. The sort of Mantic. The Mantic scheme is like chocolate brown with gold accents on everything, or a deep dark brown with gold accents on everything. Is there a way that you could, paint 80 to 90% of it gold and then hammer it with like a null oil or something really, really, really dark to separate the details, rather than
Possibly.
doing what I did, which was the hard mode, paint every tiny detail.
Yeah, but bear in mind this is like
To be fair,
spans
that's a good
what?
point, Cheese Me.
Second project? Because you started Song of Ice and Fire, haven't you?
Perhaps she's
So
choosing gold to remind David of something.
no, it's all a figment of your imagination. All a figment of your imagination. The cake is a lie, boys and girls. No, look at it this way.
Oh my
We all
god!
started somewhere.
Have you just seen
We
Shakos's
just
comment? Ewok says I used contrast on my Basileans and banged the whole lot out in 4 days. And Shakos goes like a Viking in a convent.
look. She has
Oh
to
my
learn
god.
somewhere, and she's now learning the error of her ways in following box arts.
Ooh, that sounds super cool, Crispin. Crispin says he's going to get a new FDM printer and his son and him are going to start building 1/12 scale dioramas.
Oh,
That's,
nice,
do you know what? That's
nice.
awesome, mate, that you're getting involved, you know, doing something as a father-son combo.
Actually, I would like to ask the room: has anybody got any experience with Mr. Hobby Paints?
Pass. He used
And the
Iandan
reason
yellow
I'm
over
asking,
white for gold trim. Fucking
yeah,
hell,
if you're going to use,
contrast black. That's a shout, Ewok. That is a shout.
it's shit.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it'd give you
Black Templar is
really
shit.
intense shadows. What
Black
about the
Temp,
army
I don't
painter?
care.
What
I
about?
don't know. I don't own Army Painter.
Well, I do.
Do I?
It's first gen, but the blacks doesn't reactivate.
Go back onto brown.
Brown? Why brown?
I need to do some brown on back of
Oh,
this one.
whatever. You do you.
I am. Well done, thank you. They're my boats.
Oh
Right.
God
Anyway,
Almighty, Crispin, don't.
shall we?
Oh
Shall
my
we
God.
divulge the boys and girls at home about the play experience we had on Monday?
Mr. Hobby has a good rep amongst scale modelers, Damon says.
Yes, I know. It's available in my local, literally quarter of a mile away model shop near where I work. I was contemplating getting some
Just get
to
one.
paint my GCPS.
What are they?
They
Acrylics,
have
enamels?
you've got a range of colours and
Also,
options. Let me go see if I can find it.
well, what are they? Water
Ultimate
based
modeling
or oil
products.
based?
Yeah, you can get them water. You can get water based. You can get alcohol based. You can get
You can get
a
all
range of
sorts.
things, sir.
Just buy
Mr.
one and try it.
Hobby. Aqueous hobby color with acrylic and alcohol. So they're like a Tamiya base.
Just get one. Are they expensive?
£2.15 for 10 mil.
Fucking get one and try it, man.
Let me just see if I've got the color that I wanted. Plain zero green's a bit shit.
Out of
I
interest,
don't know what.
Crispin, do you know what
I
printer
don't
you're
know why,
getting?
but I'm drawn to this one, Ginger. I'm just about to send it you on Discord.
I think that's a bit
Um,
harsh, Pandy. Army Painter sucks. I quite like Army Painter paints. The new Fanatic and the Speed Paint.
Good.
The old
Good
original
thing.
Army Painter do blow. AKR
This.
good. I'm not sure. I'm not a massive fan of the consistency of AK. I find them a little weird.
They're a bit jelly.
But to be fair, I am used to model colour, which is a bit like painting with melted wax sometimes. So
Yeah, it
I
depends on
think the problem is you get to become a creature of habit with paint. And a lot of the, you just get used to getting the right consistency with a range.
You know what you like, you're used
Yeah.
to what you want, and therefore that's what you're having.
If you're talking about their original
they do
paints,
have-
Pandy, yeah, they're bollocks.
Army Painter 2.0 and Speed Paints are available in the shop pool that's just up the road from my work
Yeah,
in Bourne.
this is the Bourne
So if you
place
need
that
anything,
that you mentioned. I'll have to drive out there and have a look on one of my days off. Hi, Rich.
but they've got a nice metallic blue green that I was contemplating for doing my what's it called in?
I totally agree with Crispin there that all of the brands that we're talking about, AK, Army Painter, even Citadel, the paints are good. AK Interactive 3rd generation, Model Colour, Game Colour, any of the Vallejo range, the paints are fine. If you are a
Just
good,
don't be using fucking apple barrel.
yeah, if you're a good painter, you will produce superb results with any of them. I mean, David's been impressed as fuck with the TT Combat ones, haven't you, mate? The few
Yes, I
you've
have,
got. So I agree with Crispin there. A good painter can use any of these brands to produce great results. I suppose, I don't know, is that advice for a new painter? Get a brand and stick to it? I don't really think it is. I think you're better off experimenting because you'll learn about the different consistencies of paint.
Find what you're comfortable with, because again, the problem with like the model colors is they're so fucking hit and miss. You have good ones,
To be fair,
and then in the same range, they're fucking terrible.
let-
They're either like tar
let me
or
stop
they split
you.
really easily.
Let me stop you because I will remind everybody model color has been reformulated and the new model color are still extremely thick. These are very heavily pigmented thick paints, but at least they're more consistent in my experience. So if you get the black cap are the reformulated new ones. The color range is slightly different,
Just
but they
be
are more
fucking
consistent.
careful. Certain colors have changed color
Yes.
with the reformulation. So be fucking careful on projects if you've already got stuff and you run out.
Yeah, they have and the bottles are better. The problem with Vallejo model color I'm still finding is they are the worst brand of paint that I've ever used for the shade in the bottle does not represent the dry shade. I don't know why that is and whether it's something to do with the chemistry of their medium, but of all the paints I've used, these seem to go some pretty crazy transitions of colour from wet to dry. Yeah, we've talked about it.
Jammy's wandered in. Vallejo
Hi,
paints are
Jammy.
nice.
I do exactly like Shakos, and in fact I can show everybody at home. Because of the problems I had, you can just about see, I actually physically paint the top of the lid. The problem I've got now is when they were white plastic, that was fantastic because you just get a sanding stick, roughen up the white plastic, and it takes paint a treat. Now the fucking things are black. So it's like,
now you've gonna have to do a priming session on the lids.
Or I thought, to be fair, what might be easier, you can get, because one thing I saw Warren did this on Tabletop. He used a 3D printer to print something really small and simple. I think it was a skull, and he printed like 80 or 100 of these things, glued one to the top of every single one of his bottles after priming them white and painted them. So he put something on the lid, and I might try that trick because now I've got my FDM printer. I could.
Well, again, I've seen people do it with contrast and well, again, mate, if you want skulls and you just want little, I've got some. I'll show you next time I see you.
Yeah.
And you just want to throw them on, then
I mean,
yeah, I can
essentially,
print you off
what
a
you want
picture.
is something that's relatively small, but like you say, a bit textured, so that when you do speed paints with it, it shows you how that works. For standard paint, it could be a ball or a blob or a block, but for a
I
speed
haven't
paint, you
got
want.
new game Shakos. Leave me alone. Stop bullying me. I haven't tried any of the AK3
No,
metals. To be
I
fair, I haven't
haven't,
even tried
Jamie.
any of the proper metallic Vallejos, to be fair. The alcohol ones, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got some here that I could show to camera. Actually, where have I put them?
Anyway, we're getting way late. We need to get on with stuff in a minute, Paul.
Yeah, I have the gold and the copper of the Vallejo metal color range, which was some of the best. There's some of the best metallics I've ever used. Where the fuck? You know you own too much shit when you can't find anything. Right, let's talk about club. So it was board game week, so we played Mythic Battles Pantheon. I'll show you the pictures in a minute because it's not.
No, we didn't. We played
Oh.
Mythic Battles Ragnarok.
My
You
bad.
Egypt.
My bad.
Just you're tarring all of the Norse pantheon with your Greek brush. Get out of here, sir.
Toros actually uses actual gold and silver leaf. Fuck off, Toros. I'll have to look at those AK metals. Oh, Shakos has them and has never used them. Excellent.
Nothing sells a paint like, oh, well, I've owned it. Okay.
Yes, so on Monday we played Mythic Battles Ragnarok, the Viking variant. We had 2 games running, didn't we, mate? Because you've got a set and Alex has got a set.
I've got the core set. Alex God pledged the shit out of that. I think the only one he's missing is the Kraken.
Okay.
But that is literally the only box he's missing.
So, for those of you who don't know, the Mythic Battles series is a board game with miniatures, and cards to drive the sort of mechanics of the interactions with the players. It's essentially available in 3 variants technically.
Ewok. That's filthy.
But it's essentially the same game in its core, but it's reskinned for Greek mythos, which is Mythic Battles Pantheon, Ragnarok, which is the Viking themed, and now Isfet, which is just being delivered on Kickstarter, which is the Egyptian one. And basically the sets are also you can mix and match, can't you, David? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. They're compatible. So I could, for example, I own Pantheon, which was the first one, and I can run my Pantheon gods and heroes, people like Zeus and Ares and
you can
Hera.
have Zeus face off against Odin, and Zeus can be backed up by some Yorms Vikings, and then I can be backed up by like a monster from the Egyptian mythos and stuff like that.
So you can cross the streams if you wish. On Monday though, I'll be honest, I wanted to experience. I could have taken my Pantheon stuff down and then played versus Ragnarok, but I want to experience the Ragnarok stuff because it's relatively new to me. I played Alex.
You've only played like 1 game before Ragnarok, ain't you?
Yes, only 1. And I think it was a 2v2 with you and 2 others, I think. Yes. But I could be wrong. I had an absolutely barnstorming, fan-fucking-tastic game of Mythic Battles Ragnarok with Alex, a guy from our club. I had a really great start, and then Alex sort of like got his game head on and worked out how to break up. I sort of hit on an accidental combo. I mean, bearing in mind I don't know any of the miniatures or the abilities for anything. I sort of hit on a combo where my guys had loads of defensive buffs when they were together in a group, and Alex basically had to pull my
Pick it all
machine apart.
and throw stuff apart.
Yeah,
and stuff
and
like that.
he played like an absolute champion, and it was literally, I ended up killing his god Odin, because we were in the game. You've got two routes to victory: kill your opponent's god, or gather a certain number of rune stones.
More than half of the rune stones on the board.
Absorb them into your god. So you've got two routes to victory. In our game, we needed to get, it was basically first to get to 4, and I'd got 3 and was looking to get the 4th, but Alex was just throwing everything at me to stop me absorbing the 4th stone, and it just so happened that I ended up killing his god and getting that win. But if anyone has not played and gets the opportunity to play any of the Mythic Battles games, try them. They are really good.
Over on my table, I had a 3-way with Shut the fuck up. With Richard and Luke. So Richard picked Ymir, which is a Titan. So you can run with Titans instead of your gods for hoovering up gems and stuff, from what I could see in the rules. Ymir's a bit broken. And when I say a bit broken, he's fucking terribly broken. So
More
he costs
Roman
8.
Shakos.
He costs 8 to summon, but after each of his activations, if he's in an area that doesn't contain a certain token, just place a token, and that becomes polar, so it's bitterly cold for anyone that wants to go fight him. And secondly, when you do go fight him, he keeps healing constantly as well, because he's a twat. So yeah, that was a fun game. To be fair, I think we ended up calling it.
That's fucking brilliant.
Ymir had just killed Luke's god, who the fuck? Oh, Luke took Vidar. So Vidar got killed. I had 2 gems or 2 runes, and what's his face? Richard had 3. Luke had also got 3 because we were sparring over, I want to say 10. So we needed 4 or something along those lines. And yeah, there was no way that who did I take? I took Tyr, who'd got his hand bitten off by Fenrir. There was no way Tyr was going to bring down Ymir. Not at all.
Ymir's going on the naughty step then, is he?
Ymir's. The best is Richard had no idea how to fucking play Mythic. Just drafted Ymir, Fafnir, and Skuld. Fafnir got his face smashed in very early on. Skuld got her face smashed in as well. Ymir was literally carrying his entire team, and it's like, yeah, no, this is fucking ridiculous.
So basically, two players couldn't kill one model.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's pretty broken. I'm intrigued. Before it scrolls off screen, Jamie says, never played a war game, but been stuffing my grey plastic into my loft since the 90s, though. Jamie, do you just collect and paint miniatures then, mate? Or when you say never played a war game, do you play board games? That's quite an intriguing comment. I'm interested to know more, mate, if you want to stick it in the chat. Spam and Eggs comment, if anyone missed it, about the three-way. Without me, never invited to club. Now I know why.
You've been invited to club once.
That's fucking funny. I love the way she's trolling him from behind. Just like, he's sitting
Can't
next to him
fucking
in the
take
room.
her anywhere, boys and girls.
It's fucking awesome. So, that was what we got up to at
I
club.
know. I'm fucking regretting my life decisions right now.
So, it was also painting competition, which we've already discussed. David and I were the only Cheeseme's got into Yoda mode.
Of course he has.
So I don't know what's going on with the exposure on these photos. I'll have to have a look at my fucking camera, but they look
That's
a bit
going
weird.
fucking away.
So yeah, there was only David and I
David's
who
moved the knife
entered.
off the desk.
These, I am so chuffed with these. I think it was Damon mentioned about the camo helmet covers on the US Marine Corps. The reason everything is green is because I've just airbrushed down the Vallejo green grey on top of everything. I can't remember if it was Damon or Shakos, but anyway, whoever asked that question, the reason I haven't done, because obviously the helmet covers are a really, really pale pastel green with like a series of camo dots. Sonic Sledgehammer's recipe is a base coat of pastel green, then English uniform, flat brown, and US dark green dotted at random over the helmet cover to give you that faked camo pattern that the US Marines used. So Jammy is literally just a collector of miniatures. Fair do, son. If you do fancy playing a game, I would highly recommend it. I think it's where we've all spent thousands, mate. We just tell our wives that they were cheap. They were given to me by a friend. David gave me that.
What are you into? Are you sci-fi? Are you fantasy? Because we've probably got recommendations.
In fact, do you know what I'm going to do?
Even those that don't realise they're a collector are collectors. We just bully them into it.
Obviously, I'm hogging all the limelight. There are my US Marines, which I'm really proud of, by the way, because the other reason I love Sonic Sledgehammer's painting tutorials is they are entirely practical and pragmatic. He literally does one dry brush step in his recipe, and I've removed it. So it's literally flat colours, wash, and a bit of work on the camo. And it's like, yep, out the gate you go as done. And I think these look pretty fucking banging considering that they are flat colours and wash.
What did you work it out as? Because this was kind of your demo scheme, wasn't it? It was like a 3 and a bit hour paint job, so just around an hour a miniature?
Literally, including priming, there's 3 hours work in there. So they're about an hour a piece. But it's like I said, that was painting just these 3 models and doing it for the first time. I think if I'm painting a squad of 13, it'll go down to like 30-40 minutes a model. The bigger the batch, the more I'll get done in the time frame. But I'm really chuffed with them. And not to steal all the limelight, David also had his entry, which was his Wasteland Warfare stuff. So, and these look fantastic. I particularly love, what's this name of the woman at the back with the purple
Mama
head?
Murphy, the old drug-addled fortune teller from Fallout 4.
Yep.
unarmed but fucking sucking a metric shit ton of jet. Because nothing screams Fallout like a drug-addled grandma.
Toros. Our local charity shop always has tons of miniatures in. At least that's what I tell the missus. That's fucking brilliant. Yeah, of course you can send photos in, Shakos. Whenever there's a paint, we have the painting competition. We have the painting event at our club first Monday in every month. And if you guys want to send submissions, I will show them off happily. So just send me in through Discord.
The only thing I will say about my Fallout minis,
yep.
bases are a little bit busy and not overly consistent across the set. So, like, as you see there, I've got 2 raiders. One's got a railroad track. One's got a computer on his base. You saw the other one that I've just been painting here at home. She's on a concrete base with smashed up walls, windows, and glass on it. Then the other couple that I've got are on basically muddy bases with rusty iron on them, or like a smashed up car and stuff. So it's a bit of a smorgasbord for what's what, unfortunately.
They look really good. I'm just looking at what Shakos has sent me via Discord.
Well, stop looking at what Shakos has sent you via Discord and share it with the world. That's the entire point of painting.
Yes, hang on. I was going to say, I just wanted to say though, mate, that the bases that those Wasteland Warfare miniatures come with are abso-fucking-lutely amazing. I don't know if everybody else feels the same. They are really crisp. The detail on them is fantastic.
They sell the fact that this is post-apocalyptic and Fallout beautifully.
So where has it put Shakos's picture? There it is. Next, what scale is the fucking thing in? Okay. I'm just going to take this off the screen for a second, so that I can see how it compares to the other ones in the slideshow.
One thing wrong with the bases, they're not square. Well, we'll see when second edition drops.
Okay, let's show this off. So this is what Shakos has just sent me. Are these 10 mil or 15 mil Shakos? These tiny, teeny weeny.
Are they Viet Cong?
I think he did say they were for USMC for Vietnam. So I'm assuming, what are they, mate? 15 mil? They're 28s.
Fuck off, are they? I suppose they are.
Fair enough if you say so.
28.
I love the colour on the basing. And the flesh tone looks amazing too. Really nice, mate. So
do I need to get up what the painting competition is next month?
Yeah, you can do, mate, and then we can let everybody know.
It will be judged.
They look pretty cool, mate.
Your next painting competition is Darkness Descends. We will be discussing this on, if I get the calendar up, the 6th of November. Thursday, the 6th of November.
So they're Paul Hicks. Are they plastics or metals? Paul Hicks is one of the old school sculptors, isn't he?
Shit.
Ooh. They look cool. I shall right, before we move on, I want to tell everybody about metal. Yeah. Metals from Empress Miniatures. Yeah, nice. Shakos. I do like me some metals. I had an absolutely fantastic game of bolt action on Saturday night. Ricky came round and we continued with our bolt action Stalingrad campaign. I think it was, for those of you who've got the bolt action book and know, it was mission 4. So in this mission, the Germans, who was my side, are basically locked down and being surrounded by the Russians in a town, and they've got low ammo, low fuel. So there were some great rules, like I couldn't fire the weapons of more than half of my units each turn. I had to roll fuel points for all of my vehicles at the start of the game, and when they ran out of petrol, I couldn't move them anymore. It was just a great game. The Russians also had like I think a 50% point advantage. So it was 1,500 to 1,000, I think. And the Germans, do you know what? It was as asymmetric as hell, and I really, really, really struggled. But do you know what? I still enjoyed the game. I lost 5-3. I think it would have taken a total fucking miracle to win it. But I still enjoyed it. It was a fantastic game. The other thing that we did, which is absolutely tragic, is that we got YouTube queued up with some World War II sound effects. So while we were playing the game, we had the old machine guns and explosions and stuff going on in the background. And do you know what? The atmosphere that it generated in where we ended up playing in my front room, it was just so cool. And I know that probably sounds so fucking sad, but oh my god, it was amazing.
Next time we play some flames at mine, we need to do that with like some tanks and tank sound effects and stuff.
Yeah. I was saying I'm going to see what resources I can find on the internet, because I reckon I can use Audacity to do like German voices, Russian voices, and battle noise, and then layer it. But that's how sad I am. Oh dear. And I tell you what, Ricky really deserves some credit. This terrain, which I 3D printed for him, he's just bashed it out, and it looks fan-fucking-tastic. The game, it was great. The only thing that we need to add to our terrain to make the tables really sing is the Russians call them balkas, Balkas, and they're essentially dry ditches or riverbeds, I think. And they're supposed to thread all over the table, and they have because they're a ditch, they have a big bank on each side, and obviously they provide cover for infantry, and we haven't got any, so we need we did a bit of shopping.
It comes back to that old adage, though, doesn't it? That negative terrain features are a pain in the arse.
Yeah. We after playing the game, we went shopping and we bought some plasticard and some DAS modeling clay, and we're going to just basically sculpt them. We're going to go old school, craft them, and then just flock them. I don't think they'll be a difficult project to do, but they will just finish off the terrain collection and just make it brilliant. So yeah, that was my Saturday night. That was a bit of a bonus ball for everybody. No, I don't remember that Trigger Happy TV episode.
Paul.
Yep.
We've got
10 minutes to do the news.
Because otherwise we're going to be late.
Oh, okay then.
It's the part of the show that we have come to know as the latest salty blizzard of nerdy sorrow. More news than you can shake the salt at. More news than you can shake the salt at.
Look at that fat cunt. Don't know how
Cannot
that snuck
take
into the
you-
news. Just
Can't take you
Just-
fucking anywhere,
just
can we?
focus on the shirt, guys. Focus on the shirt. I think this is some sort of promotional work for your business company that you work for, isn't it, mate? Is it?
Yeah, so
Or either
meet
Oh.
the team. It's a little.
was
like,
that eat the
what's it,
team?
Fuck off. A little, like, what is it? About a minute long video, just with some bits and pieces in the background. Get to know employees there for people, because again, we're tiny little family company. There's only like 13 of us.
Oh dear, fucking hell, David. Yeah, he's an influencer. Yeah. Does he have a website?
Actually, on that note, yes, because if you go look at the Butcher and Bolt Kickstarter,
Right.
my fat gut features in that again as well.
Actually-
Just saying.
Actually, I think what we've definitely got the wrong. It's not David that's the influencer. It's his gut, because his gut is all over the internet. Right. Okay. So, do we have any proper news? This popped up in my YouTube feed. And you guys who've been coming here a while know what an absolute sucker I am for game development and rules videos. Well, this guy, I forget his name now. This Sam Pearson. He's X Games Workshop.
The name that's literally across the bottom of the screen.
Yes, but I'd already skipped back to my bloody OBS view, and it was in like 6-point font for me, so I couldn't read it until I went back. So stop being a smart aleck, fatty.
You senile old man. Just you be careful throwing stones in glass houses, mate.
Hey mate, washboard now. Washboard. So yeah, Sam Pearson.
Don't do any.
He's left Games Workshop 6 months ago, from what I can tell. This video is only 5 days old, so obviously the timeline is pretty up to date in terms of what he talks about. And this is, if you're into your how games work, this is a great video about activation systems, the alternating activation versus I go, you go. He's sort of like, and there are ideas in here that I had not heard expressed before, particularly around how the activation system can affect the sort of like the way the tension flows in the game. As in, how quickly do you determine what the outcome is, and then just it becomes a case of just playing it out with no tension. It's a great video. It is a bit long at 40 minutes, so you really want to be nerding out on the game design shit. But you guys know me by now. That is how I roll, so I'm going to recommend it anyway.
You're saying that it's a bit long.
Yeah.
People are sat here watching a 2-hour epic, mate.
I still haven't got that bastard. Right, okay, I'm going to have to add a tab. So, this was Uncle Atom's video from Friday, just gone. It's basically how to get your minis painted, but he focuses on the motivation shit. And again, he only does, it's a short video, 13 minutes. There's only 3 points in it, but I really liked the sound of his second sort of tip, if you want to call it that. He discusses like a motivational method where you do tasks in like 25-minute chunks. So like, say for example, you do a bit of painting, then you pick up, play your computer game for 20 minutes, or read a book, or watch a bit of Netflix, and then go back to your painting, and just seesaw between two activities to stop you.
How the fuck did I manage that?
To stop you sort of getting frustrated with it. And funnily enough, what I did after watching this video
Apparently.
was I
Shut up.
sort of like put Farm Simulator on, and I would set my workers going using the mod Courseplay, so that basically they work the fields for me. And then while that was running, I'd go and do a bit of painting, and then I'd come back to the game and sort some shit out and go back to my painting. And I found that 4 hours just fucking flew by. So I'm definitely going to be experimenting with that method for a bit more. Now, David asked me to add a fucking link to the thing. I'm just going to quickly skip back out to the main scene and then come back here because I'm going to have to add a
Which
a
one's
tab.
this, mate?
That was that Gaslands shit. And
Oh,
I thought
yeah,
I'd added
so-
it. You sent me on Messenger, and I thought I'd added it, but I obviously fucking didn't because I'm an idiot. I probably copied that video that you sent me over the top of it, just to take the piss out of you, and then I ended
Yeah,
up
of course you did, because
wrecking
you're
it.
a cunt.
So
Itchy hands.
yes, come on, don't play with the soft focus. It looks very clever, but it makes it very difficult to share your video on the fucking internet, you flash bastard. So tell somebody about this. Tell everybody about this, buddy.
So U25, he released, I want to say it was in 2022, a Kickstarter called Fuel World. Basically, if you like Gaslands and you like shit for your Gaslands, whether that be a claw wrecker or a 125mm cannon or shit like that, he did a load of that stuff. He did some motorcycles, some gyrocopters that are a little bit harder to get hold of, and he also did some war rigs. I got a lovely email from him the other day saying this is coming soon to a Kickstarter near you.
I'm just going to let this
So
video play so that people
we
can see some of
have
the shots.
more content coming from U25. He's highly reasonable. We've got street vehicles,
I love
vehicles
this
already
one.
built and modified for combat without having to add or customize or tweak. We've got rec lobbers and customization. We've got crew for printing. There is loads coming to this. I'm hoping it's a very reasonable price like it was last time, because I will definitely be backing this again, because I've got a Gaslands addiction and I need to get it sorted.
I must confess, some of the
It's a guy from Madrid or Spain somewhere. Can't remember his name.
U25 is the YouTube channel, and this is the latest trailer video, Fuel World Master of the Roads. And it's basically, what platform did he use last time, mate? Kickstarter?
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I ended up late pledging
Whoops.
this, so I emailed him
Okay.
and I got a Google Drive link for it because I late pledged it.
Oh, okay. And so he's running a new campaign, and it's basically 3D printing STL shit. Yeah?
Yes, it will. It's ones and zeros again, boys and girls. The things
Okay.
that David loves. Ones and zeros.
So I think that pretty much covers it for news. I've got.
No, it doesn't. There's one more
Go
piece
on.
of news that you haven't discussed.
Go on then. What do you?
We are
Oh,
getting a new Everdell
yes,
game
we
coming,
are.
aren't we?
Yeah.
Everdell, Emmerdale,
Emmerland. Like
Not
Emmerdale, but the less Yorkshire farming.
Not overly much at the moment. We've got a notify on launch screen. Looks to be Everdell set in a jungle. I am hoping to God that this differs more from Far Shore. And what was the other one that they've done recently that wasn't Duo?
Pass. The problem
God,
is they
swear
just
they
keep reskinning the same
This
core
is the
mechanic.
problem. It's too much reskinning and not the same. Let me just see the other games, because Far Shore is too similar.
Duo was that the campaign?
Duo's the 2-player campaign that's similar to OG.
Yeah.
OG Frostgrave. Silverfrost was the other one.
Oh, Silverfrost. I don't think I've even fucking heard of that.
building and maintaining a city in the mountains beyond the mountains.
But
to
basically, it's the
south.
same core mechanics, just reskinned.
It's the same, by the looks of it, it's the same core mechanic, but Silver Frost, you have to clear piling snow, burn fires to keep your citizens warm and prosperous.
Yeah, okay.
So you know the video game Frostpunk, it's basically Everdell with Frostpunk on it.
I mean, don't get me
managing your heat by the looks of it.
don't get me wrong. One thing I will say about the Everdell board games, the
Art's beautiful on
the
it.
art is gorgeous, and you know what? If you don't own any of them, it's a bit like the Mythic Battles thing. I'm gonna say this because they're basically the same. If you own one, you really don't need any of the others because they're just too similar. They're reskins of the same experience. And like Mythic Battles has the same issue. If you don't own any of them, they're all bloody gorgeous. I mean, this does look amazing. The art on the cards look a little busy. They don't look as clean as the ones in Everdell. But you know, that's a taste thing.
You can't.
But it looks cool enough. But like I say, I'm not sure I'll be backing it. Much as I like the look of it.
I don't know. It depends on the gameplay loop for this. I think for me, I do love a bit of Everdell. The lad loves a bit of Everdell. Spam loves Everdell. So it's one of those things that
Spam can get your internet provider to block Kickstarter.
I haven't got nearly. I
Really?
haven't got nearly every single one.
But
I'm missing
got a
two.
lot.
I'm missing
Which ones do we actually play?
Core Everdell.
Exactly.
We haven't played Duo yet. We have played New Leaf with Paul. Paul quite liked New Leaf, which is the best.
New Leaf's not
expansion
bad
that
actually.
What do we go to?
If you were to ask me which Everdell expansions are worth buying, Pearlbrook and New Leaf, yes. Any of the
All the
others,
no.
Belfair, Spire?
Belfair's probably worth it if you have a larger gaming group.
Yeah, but there's not
Because you can
enough.
traditionally only play to 4.
Yeah, but
whereas Belfair will let you go to 6. But
yeah,
then
but
you're
that's
looking
the
at
only
half
reason
hour
to
per
fucking
player.
buy it, isn't it?
That is the only reason.
So it's like don't bother. Just get 2 board games and have 2 groups of 3 players. It's like
Is the table included? Unfortunately, Shakos, not.
No, sadly not. So yeah, fine, whatever. What else did I have here? I'm going to share this. I haven't watched the video. I don't. Oh fuck it. I don't know if it's a good video. But the reason I'm going to mention this is, excuse me, Mini Wargaming did a video explaining all of the Mordheim core warbands 2 days ago. Not 20 years ago, but 2 days ago. Mordheim has been a dead game since the millennium. It's like, what? Have I just entered some sort of time warp? What the hell's going on? So yeah, if anybody can explain to me why Mini Wargaming are talking about a 20-year-old miniatures game, which happens to be fucking amazing and makes me glad and warm and fuzzy inside, but just seems to me crazy. I mean, this is what you call having some fucking legs on you, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely more. I mean, again, I'll be brutally honest, I did think the same as you, Shakos. Obviously, there might be a Trench Crusade thing back in this, because obviously, what's his name? The developer of Mordheim is the guy who developed the rule set for
Andy Chambers.
No, he's got an Eastern European name, or somebody help me. What the hell is his name? He's European, definitely. What the hell is his name?
You want that kind of blue. What you want then
No, not Jeff.
Where is it? Deep sea blue?
Come on, guys, don't let me down. What else did
Um,
I have? Oh, and I've only got one more thing, and that is actually our main topic. So,
Deep sky blue, dark sea blue.
what the hell?
Or it might be called Dark Sea Green, actually.
Tuomas Pirinen. With that name, what is he? Scandinavian?
163. It's lower.
Ewok legend. Well done, sir. Thomas Pirinen. I think it's pronounced Thomas. Obviously, it's not English spelling. Thomas Pirinen.
It's not there.
Well, I know I own it, so what the fuck is it?
I don't even know what you're doing
Three.
now, Ewok. I don't know if you're trolling me or being weird.
Spam, get 821. It's the best, apparently, according to Shakos.
What? What's that?
I
Right.
don't know what 821 is. I think he's taking the piss. I'm gonna go that way.
I think we've reached the stage where our audience basically just treat this show as one massive way to wind us all up. But yeah, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Actually, well, look at him, Ewok, you fucking huge-brained German camo beige. Very good
I've
for.
already got that down.
Very good for US Marine Corps webbing. I have it on good authority.
Do you?
Yeah. So yeah, let's share this. Let's get to the main topic. No Russian uniform. They're American. No, we're not doing Russian uniform. So this was the thing that prompted tonight's topic.
Probably.
Like as I said, Spalding War Games Club. Go find them on Facebook. If you do live in our area of South Lincolnshire, go and give these guys a visit. Wednesday nights, I believe, 6 p.m. in the town of Spalding.
I think it's slightly later. I think it's 7:15.
Join their Facebook group and they'll tell you.
Yes, the new formulation.
And yeah, they featured in this news article because they had this. Let me scroll down to the bit that's sort of relevant. We have a scheme called Roll With Me. It says here, a little pun on rolling the dice, Martin said. The idea being, if you're having a tough time, you can come and speak to us. We then check in during the week just so that people know that there's someone thinking about them and there's someone there for them. So it was, I say, really cool to see these guys featured. Nice little game Saga, I assume that is, going on there. A bit of medieval burning and pillaging. But yeah, and then, as I say, we saw that and we thought, oh, let's talk about mental health and the game and our hobby, shall we?
Yeah.
Now, I don't really know how to start. I guess the best thing to do is start exactly like we did last night when we talked about the topic and come at it from what our personal stories might be first.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. I thought it is 7 o'clock, Rich. Thank you very much, mate. I think wargaming is like Pandy's cheese toast.
Of course it is.
Fucking genius. So the hobby, I definitely, and by that I mean wargaming, painting, collecting, whatever, definitely for me has helped me at one really major part of my life. So I don't know how many years ago now, but I had basically I had a bit of a breakdown through a high stress job, and to cut a very long story short, things built up to the point where I ended up sort of like effectively getting pushed out of my job. And then I had basically 6 months shuffling around the house in my pajamas, almost a bit like a zombie, not able to motivate myself to do anything. And some of my most vivid memories of that 6 months were really throwing myself back into painting miniatures. I painted miniatures for guys at our club who were maybe less experienced painters than me, just to A, find something to do with my time, B, I wasn't buying a lot of stuff for myself because I was out of work, and C, it just it was it really did soothe my mind and just take me out of the awful place I was. I remember having friends come round and playing games. I was in a large house at the time, and I was lucky enough to have essentially a hobby room that was probably 20 foot by 12 foot. And I could set up, I had a massive desk that was about 10 foot by 6 for my hobby, and then I could put a 6x4 gaming table, and I still had loads of spare space. So it was a really, I had all the paints, all of the time, all of the space and the kit, and I was so lucky that on top of that, capstoning all of that resource, I had friends. I had friends who would come round, play games with me, friends that would get me to think about all of the stupid little things that we obsess about when we do the hobby that actually aren't important, but when you're trying to fight demons of stuff that's maybe not very nice in your life is really so important. So from my point of view, that's my personal story of the hobby as soul food or therapy or mental health, if you like. And it's a time of my life I will never forget. And I am so grateful that I had the hobby at that time in my life. What about you, mate?
So similar vein to you. What was it? Last
Night,
year?
choose
Not
me.
last. Was it last year? Was it 20? No, it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2024. So last year, I had similar experience with work and bits and pieces and things going to shit. Luckily, unlike yourself, I was only out of work from April till June, so I only had like a month and a bit off. But I did manage to get some work done. The bigger thing for me was through lockdown. So
Oh yeah,
at the point in lockdown, both me and you were essential workers.
because we're on
We weren't.
YouTube, we will never mention exactly what we're talking about. But here in the UK, we call it the Great Plague, and I'm sure
Um,
2019 it's started, and I'm sure everybody
tail end
knows
of
what we're talking about.
2020, we had a lockdown. That's all we're saying on the matter. Um, so weirdly, at this point, Paul had moved to Scotland,
Yep,
hadn't you, mate?
yep.
So we weren't. I wasn't gaming as much. I was gaming at club, etc. But obviously, due to that issue, we had to shut down club. Unlike the vast majority of the population, I wasn't furloughed because I was an essential worker
Ditto.
designing farm equipment. So therefore, I was at work 9 till 5 every day of the week. And when you went to your local shops, etc., it was a fucking nightmare because you had to wear all your fucking masks and all that other bullshit that we had to do at that particular time of our life. But the biggest thing for us was actually this is what started the channel. We've mentioned it before. We had something in our Discord server for the club we run called Sunday Night Salt. So Sunday Night
Don't know
Salt was
where that
basically
name came from.
Sunday Night Salt came about because we used to hang out on a Sunday night rather than the traditional Monday that we would have been at club, didn't we? So we would go online, we would sit, chat shit, be doing little bits and pieces of hobby. But due to that particular time and the fact that we weren't having games or prepping for games because of no club, we quite often just ended up migrating to playing role-playing games, to playing Magic online
Yep, we
with
did. We
what's it called?
did
Tabletop Sim.
Commander through Tabletop Simulator, didn't we, mate? And then we ran Roll20, was it?
Yeah, we
D&D through
also what's it
Roll20.
called? Did some Arkham Horror LCG at that point as well.
Yeah, we did
as
that
well.
on Tabletop Simulator. You're correct. Yeah.
So at that particular point, when you couldn't go out, you couldn't interact with anyone. The interaction that we were getting was okay, digital, so not amazing, but everyone rallied around and again was talking to each other, planning for games, discussing like deck lists and stuff, and the fact that everyone was there for that entire fucking year pretty much because we like had the first lockdown, then we had
Yeah.
lockdown 2 electric boogaloo and everything else.
To be
But
fair,
the
though,
weirdest thing I remember
yeah,
is just before, literally the week before lockdown, I'd travelled up to Scotland, hadn't I, for a week to see
yeah,
you. And we'd actually got some gaming in person. And that again was a really nice experience. And I remember us sitting there just as we were about to go get the ferry to get off Butte and talking about, well, is this going to come of anything and everything else, not knowing what the next week actually fucking held for us. Do you know what I mean, mate?
yeah, yeah. The other thing I was going to say was, to be fair, it's what you said. When we started the online thing, I mean, when you think about it, we had guys like Luke, who's one of the fab guys from our club. He's a big computer gamer, Luke, and he would be playing. I don't even know the names of the games because they're not my sort of thing.
Dota 2,
Dota and
League of
Warframe
Legends,
was the
stuff
one,
like
Warframe.
that. Yeah.
So he'd be
Yeah.
playing that, but at the same time chatting shit about the hobby and that with us. So even though people were online doing other activities that maybe weren't tabletop related, there was still that connection that we had with each other, talking about, and like, there was still that theme that ran through it all and that tied us all together.
And I think the other thing as well, mate, is we made a thing of it and we had a start time similar to what we had club of like, well, I'm going to be on from 7 o'clock. Who else is on at that time? That kind of thing, etc. Did we?
Yeah.
So we'd all just roll with that and did that. And to be fair, yes, it has plummeted off a cliff now. We've gone back to IRL, but it was nice to have that experience. And I suppose that sort of segues me quite nicely into this doesn't have to just be in person. I know obviously Spalding Club has been praised for the fact it's in person and they check in and everything else.
Well,
And
to
like
be fair,
you've just mentioned with
the checking in is probably remote, whether it's through the Discord
yeah.
chats or even phones or Shackos, more or less 3 ways. What the fuck?
Less, lad, less.
So yeah, I mean, even from a one of the things that gets mentioned in the article on the BBC from Spalding Club is someone there says about when they moved to the area, they found the fact that the club was there a great way to connect with people because they'd moved to a new area.
Yeah,
And
like-minded people.
yeah, and to be fair, when I made the big move to Bute in Scotland, this bloody remote island off the west coast of Scotland, I don't even know what it would have been like for me if I hadn't met my friend Patrick on Bute. Patrick, again, it was like just one of them things. I saw there was a gaming club on Bute, and basically at that time it's just Patrick and a few local teenagers playing D&D. But Patrick was big into his miniatures, painting, Games Workshop, and just having that one person there so that we could
To
like
gravitate around.
sort games out and enthuse each other to try things. I mean, obviously Patrick was very much in the groove of Games Workshop, and I was already out of that groove, so we did Batman, and then he introduced me to Necromunda, and
You introduced him to some Infinity, didn't you?
yeah, we did Infinity, and then he showed me Warcry, and it was just having that one person made my move to Butte so much easier. From a mental health and a social welfare type side of things, I honestly don't know how hard it would have been if I hadn't have had anybody on the island and it was just like keeping remote contact with the guys back here. So that was huge for me.
I think the other thing through all of that as well, because I don't know about you, but I don't seem to remember much news or anything coming out about that time and like the hobby in bits and pieces. Do you know what I mean? I think all the release schedules had slowed down and everything as well
Yeah,
with furloughs and
yeah.
stuff as well, and the impact that had, and the fact that it was remote was actually quite a beautiful time because yes, we had our local club online. You had your local club up in Scotland, but the other fact of the matter is it made me branch out. I think that's about the time when I joined the Gaslands Discord and started dicking around and having a look at what I was gonna do and build with that and that kind of thing and experiment.
I think
Um,
that's probably one of the things that the Great Plague did do. It's what you said.
yeah,
The thing is, the real physical stuff dried up because, like you say, nobody shows were all cancelled. Nobody could get together and game. But what there was a huge explosion of people doing content on YouTube and doing blogs about the hobby. And I
and
think the
again, there
digital
was that.
side
There
of
was that.
things
There's that
just
explosion, that legacy that's left now of solo games. A lot of the solo
true.
games were
Yeah,
developed because of the old plague. So consequentially, we now have the situation we are in where we have multiple solo games to play and enjoy and
yeah,
everything else.
yeah. I mean, Jamie says there he enjoys club just for the amount of options of games. That's again, this is the other thing. This is what I like. This is one of the aspects that I love about gaming, Jamie, is the variety. But I am very much I'm a rules guy.
Ooh.
If you show me a cool new
How you
game
doing?
where I can see all the moving parts and feel engaged with making that process work, that's for me, that's like top of the hobby. um Obviously the painting, like other people have said, I do find sitting with a brush, just working through miniatures, is quite a zen experience. But it's definitely further down from actual play and interaction with
Yeah.
people. Because again, don't get me wrong, I do like my computer games, my point and click adventures, my farming simulator. I'm not much of a
Oh well, again,
reflexes guy.
that that was the point that you and fucking you discovered farming sim, wasn't it? Because I
Yeah,
bullied you
that was a
into it.
lockdown thing, wasn't it?
That was the point.
Yeah.
So that's sort of our two experiences on it. But the other thing that's just
If
worth
before
mentioning
we
is
move
is
on,
that
if you've got a personal story, obviously without being too intrusive, and want to share, stick it in the comments or below the video, or stick it in the chat if you're here live with us now, of any examples that you have where you have found that the hobby was like a mental health crutch or balm for you at any point or in any way. But yeah, because obviously that's very much what we want to talk about. Anyway, sorry, carry on, mate. Interrupting there.
so I don't think we mentioned this in the pre-stream last night when we were discussing matters, Ginge.
Yeah,
But there's that aspect of having a group of friends around you with your hobby kind of strives for you to do better, not just necessarily on a mental health crutch, but again, if you're not the best painter, you can lean on your friends for help and advice. If you're not a terrain guy, again, if somebody's really good at it, you've got that pool and that shared resource that's easier to what's it called, pull together and to progress and sort of develop those skills that you haven't necessarily got. And I think that's something that me and you both have done quite a lot with each other. Like if you look at the past 18 months, for example, or 2 years even, I started doing my contrast orcs, didn't I, with the metallic and
yeah,
the contrast over them, and then I bullied and pressured you into doing similar for your orcs,
yeah. Just
etc.
experimenting. That is because for me, painting is an end goal. You're dead right. I don't tend to experiment. I need to be pushed to do something new, because I always, if I'm left to my own devices, I'm like, well, I know that works, so I might as well just get on and do it, because the quicker I start, the quicker
Yeah,
I'm done. So yeah, very
yeah. The
much
sooner
so.
the sooner this pain is over, in inverted
Yeah,
commas.
maybe not quite that extreme, but for me, I definitely want the project finished, and I want to move on to the next thing. I
Yeah,
want it
yeah, yeah.
ready to play with, and then I'm done. So totally, you
But
definitely
similar
do push me to
in a
step
similar
out of my comfort zone occasionally, which is important.
in a similar vein, you with me, you have made me focus more on speed, productivity. Like my dwarves earlier this year, the
Yeah,
amount that I've actually got done and painted rather than it being a half-assed effort,
yeah.
etc.
I think
A lot of that has come from
I
you.
think from my point of view, that's what I need. What you needed to, I think, feel or experience was the concept that having stuff ready to play or at a particular point can be as satisfying as stepping back and saying that looks beautiful and I really couldn't have done that better, which is fine, and it is definitely a thing, but you don't need to necessarily go to that end goal every time.
Yeah,
There are other rewards to be found in the process, at other stages without going 125% every fucking time you pick up a paintbrush. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, this is something that because the other thing is the hobby continues to influence certainly my growth and development. I would say this year I have really understood the value of having a project focused mentality towards a game that in a holistic sense. So
Yeah.
uh playing the Frostgrave campaigns and focusing on getting all of the miniatures for the monsters just right, making sure the key terrain features are modelled and we have
And
something for
present.
them.
Yeah.
Playing the bolt action campaign with Ricky and then like saying, okay, what's next month's mission? What terrain items do we need? Do we have them? Let's plan the lists. Do we need any more models? And actually just taking the whole game package instead of saying I need to get my warband ready. We're looking at the big picture, and 2025 is definitely the year when I realized how amazingly rewarding that is.
I will come back to chat in a minute, because in a similar vein, Paul, I was saying this to you. Like, typically when we do new games, we lean quite a lot on each other to prepare and get ready and make sure that everything's good to go, don't we? Traditionally, when we prepare something,
Yeah,
I'm obviously preparing for Fallout next week, and Paul is going to just turn up and play with what's put in front of him. So I've
yeah,
got to build 2 lists and get all the gear ready and have a rough idea on how we're going to set up the table, what mission we're going to play for like an intro scenario and stuff like that. That for me is a bit daunting, because my mental health crutch of bouncing off Paul and using Paul to help with a lot of this procedure is gone. I'm flying solo, and it's my first time, and I'm doing it with one of the most complicated games assets wise that I physically can.
yeah.
Um Tune in next week to see how that goes.
Does he crash and burn or fly like an eagle? I mean, again, it's one of the things I was saying to Ricky after we were packing up for the Stalingrad game. Uh, Ricky has basically done that with Stalingrad. Yes, I've helped him build the army lists and plan the actual forces we need to use, but he's bought all the miniatures, he's painted all the miniatures. I've printed
Painted
him the
terrain.
terrain and he's painted it and prepped it. And I want to return the favour now for Ricky with my Japanese and American Pacific experience. I want to do that for him, to pay him back for such an amazing amount of work that he's done. You know, and I'll be honest, I'm loving painting these bolt action miniatures. I didn't, to be fair, these US Marines aren't even a bad assemble. I know Ewok said that they were a bit of a shit, but when I think back to the amount of kit and crap on my Japanese and those, I'm not either I've become way more organized or this is a better kit. um, but as I say, I really want to return the favour for Ricky, because it's been
Right.
amazing. It has absolutely been amazing.
In answer to Shakos's question, yes, Fallout is back on. And the reason Fallout is back on because we're only playing this one game and then we're parking it until next year in the new edition.
Yeah.
Scrolling back up, Crispin dropped out due to a death in the family. Unfortunately, he's been trying for 2 years, but hasn't really managed to get back in.
Right.
That's a bit of a shitter, Crispin.
Do you know
but
what?
then, to be fair, mate, you have also done ridiculously huge fucking ships for billion suns, mate, with your 3D printing and stuff.
I'll be honest as well. It'd be interesting to get, because do you know what? I think we discussed this last night when we were talking about this as a topic for the stream, and I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say, while the hobby can be, as we said in the thumbnail, food for the soul, and why it can really be a positive influence on both your social welfare and your mental health, our hobby is not something that you can just brush up against without engaging. It demands a lot of you, is what I'm trying to say, very
Yeah,
clumsily.
it can be taxing to prepare
Yeah,
for games, to army builds, to terrain builds, to even to organize your games.
yeah. I
I'm
can
sure we've
definitely see a
all been
scenario.
there and had a game planned with our best mate, and we've rocked up to it and thought, fucking hell, I'm not in the headspace to play this tonight. I'm burnt out because of work or shit that's currently going on in my personal life or stuff relating to that. But actually, in my personal experience, when I felt like that and I've rocked up at club,
And just push through it.
those 4 hours that I've just put a brave face on, pushed through it, and chatted shit with some lads and had a laugh playing a game has been some of the best nights that I've
Yeah,
had to
I would
just
echo
get
that.
me out of that BS mood of, oh well, everything's a fucking
Yeah,
crock
yeah,
of
yeah,
shite and
yeah.
everything else.
I would echo that. One of the things that I have learned is that despite my wanting to talk myself out of it, if I just push through and treat the commitment as something that I can't get out of, almost again browbeat myself into it, I rarely, if ever, have regretted it. In fact, I don't think I've ever regretted it. The interaction has always ended up leaving me more lifted and more positive than if I had
Sat at
bailed
home
or
mulling, yeah.
sort of like made my excuses and left. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's always been worth doing. But having said, what one thing I would be interested in is, like, I was thinking about what Crispin was saying about he's had a bereavement and it's sort of he's dropped out of the hobby. Whether this sort of like applied to you a bit, Crispin, in that the rewards are there, but actually the hobby can be a demanding mistress. And actually, when you're really in a bad place, it's not the easiest what's the phrase I'm looking for? It's not the easiest form of succor or you know um uh relief, if that's the word.
Yeah.
Not expressing myself particularly well, but
No, I know what you mean, mate, on that front.
spam
And I'm hoping the guys.
spam is doing salamanders for Armada, Shakos.
Um
Sails for my boats.
Sales for boats, yeah. She's currently using the new game colour turquoise to do it.
Turquoise
Yeah, you are liking that
sails.
colour.
Fuck me.
Yeah. Fucking super intense turquoise.
Still very wet.
It doesn't matter. Super
Wow. Wow. That's cool though. What are you gonna paint the cross beams, the wood,
Love
or are
Yes,
you
she
just
has.
she's painting that Boaty McSpam?
But
yeah.
so we've got Ewok being emotionally bullied by his friends until he paints his Japanese.
The Japanese are piss easy. Ewok, get on and do it, mate.
Jamie did a bit while encouraged, but hasn't been able to practice or anything since then. But he's got his 3D printer now, so he's going to set up and give it a try. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Crispin, on that, because we mentioned it on stream last year when it happened, actually, didn't we, mate? So Dan, lad at club close to us, unfortunately died at the
Too
tail
young.
end of last year, didn't
Yeah.
he? Lost his battle. But before he went, he donated certain elements of his collection to people, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
To get
Yeah. Gave me a Blood
some
Bowl
enjoyment
team.
out of them, because he was obviously knew the time was on the wall, and again he couldn't paint and stuff with the chemo and bits that he was going through. And every time at the moment, I've obviously spent this year going through shit, sorting stuff out, getting stuff painted and getting stuff processed that I haven't got painted or processed for fucking ages. Muggins here found the Necromunda set that he gave me, and it's just sat on my floor, half built at the moment in its box. And every time I see that box, does it just bring back a little pang of guilt of, "Oh, I really should get on with that and get that done. I shouldn't be messing around and waiting."
Yeah. To be fair, the one of the miniatures that's got permanent home in my little display cabinet in the front room is the little Blood Bowl miniatures that I did for that event, that Sevens event we did for the club. Not my best painting, but that's not why they're on display. They're on display so that I look at them every day and think about Dan.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you did, Crispin. Oh my God, that sounds awful, mate. Keywog says I got my own back. To be fair, see above. What? What did he? What? Where's that?
I don't know. I don't even know that I necessarily want to go look.
uh.
Oh,
Oh
taking a
God.
photo next to
There's
3D
the.
printed Daleks.
I was gonna say. I've just seen Dalek and wheelchair, and I think that was very intuitive of you, David, to think, oh, I don't. I don't really want to go and look. Yeah, that must have been fucking grim, Crispin. To be fair, my father died many years ago, and it did lead to a massive rift and estrangement in my family, for one reason or another. But I don't have any regrets, and I don't feel that I was, I feel happy and fulfilled with the family and friends that I have, and I don't worry about the toxic, horrible people who, I just don't give them a thought. Life's too short, as Dan demonstrated for all of us vividly. Far too short for that sort of negativity. So yeah, as I say, I while we have made the counter argument that she's a demanding mistress and it's not always the easiest thing to do in the world, all aspects, and do you know what? Somebody said it earlier in the chat. I apologise because I don't know who. I think it might have been Shakos, or they said that any hobby can have the same benefit.
Yes.
And you know what? You're right. That it is. I watched a
Why is the
great video
potato quality?
on YouTube the other week about it was why nobody does hobbies anymore, or why hobbies are falling out of fashion. And it is a sad thing, but whether it's following your locals, whether it's following your favorite sports team, or
No, it's still
doing a martial
potato.
art, or anything that gives you some sort of buzz or kick, and then gives you something that you can interact with other people who obsess about it. Music. I mean, again, music was a huge part of my life when I was in my teens and 20s. Playing instruments in bands and going to concerts with friends. And anything like that will serve the purpose. But I do think tabletop hobby has so many branches or arms to it. It is just particularly good for this. And I think the fact that it's such a social thing as well, at its core, whether you're playing card games, board games, role-playing games, or miniatures war games, although the solo thing is becoming more popular now, at its heart, it's a form of social interaction that you can't really do on your own. Isn't it, mate?
I don't know.
No, not at all. It's a tough one because I tell you the other thing that I just want to hit the nail on the head probably for the last 10 minutes.
The trick is don't get hit, Crispin. You hit them, mate. Hard and very fast.
We've mentioned it before on this channel that tabletop wargaming in particular seems to be dominated by the male gender. It's a fair assumption to state that fact.
Mhm.
The other thing is all of the people within that hobby, or the vast majority, tend to be of a certain age.
It's very it's a
and
more mature group, and I think we do have younger blood coming through, but
yeah,
no, you're definitely right.
getting older blokes to sit down, discuss, chat, take their mind off things just for a couple of hours helps massively.
Yeah,
You don't have to sit there and bottle it up. You don't have to always put a brave face on it because again, we're all like, particularly at our local club, we're all there to help one another, to discuss, and again, it's the friendly banter, the camaraderie, the calling each other cunts when we can't roll dice properly. All that shit actually goes a long way. It goes
yeah.
a fucking long way.
I mean, obviously, for those of you who don't know, my background is healthcare, and I'm a pharmacist. And when I last looked at the research, I believe that men in their 40s, mid 40s, are the peak age for male suicides. So, like David said, while our hobby, certainly miniature wargaming, definitely fits that demographic well, and if you're if you're in that demographic and the idea of soldiers and guns and games appeals to you, join the local club. You'll find it's bloody good fun, and it's definitely we'll help and support through it. At difficult times, we're all here for that. I
Well,
mean,
welcome
one of
with
the things
open arms.
to be fair, one of the things you mentioned last night, which is a very good thing to probably bring up now, is obviously with miniature wargaming, there's also a big raft of charities that support veterans and their mental health.
Models for Heroes is one I can
Yeah,
think of in the UK, and it's not just like serving veterans, it's also blue light services and that kind of thing. It's the escapism of hobby, and that was a word that I
that was
quoted last
true.
night
Yeah,
that I don't think actually we've discussed.
No,
It's
we mentioned
the
it last night, but that's spot on, mate. I think one of
get,
the
get
reasons our hobby is so good for that is that it doesn't have a lot of connections with reality, does it?
no.
You know.
And yes, you can play historical World War II battles and that kind of thing, but we've mentioned it before. There is not a lot of modern war games
No.
with modern special forces,
No,
etc.,
no.
for obvious reasons. But we're all removed from World War One, World War Two, fantasy soldiers, and that kind of thing. It's
Even medieval and
it,
ancients.
yeah,
Looking
it's
at
the
Saga.
actually sitting down, playing a game, rolling some dice, taking some chances. Yes, it's not gambling like TCG or anything like that, but at the same time, you do get a little buzz from, are these guys going to do it? Are they going to? It feeds the dopamine.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing that I think the hobby. The weird thing about our hobby as well is it's huge and broad, and there are certain elements that connect all of these spokes. So, like, we talked about this last night as well. Like, a lot of the games that we play at club and enjoy most are actually not very adversarial, are they? They're
No,
quite
it's
cooperative. I mean,
particularly in the last 18 months, co-op
yeah,
has become massive for us.
and even games that sort of were designed to be a little bit more prickly and adversarial than we play them, like Frostgrave, we've just sort of like, as a group, come to the consensus that, do you know what, we sort of enjoy this more if we're working if we're trying to help each other out and
Yeah,
not just kick each other's teeth in. It just seems, it is a more
it's a more enjoyable experience.
in general, yes, I think so. The adversarial part of it, maybe it's part of me getting older, but I find the adversarial part of it less and less appealing. It's and if I do have an adversarial game, more and more I want it to be close. I want to feel that my opponent and I both had a fair chance, both had a good game, and both enjoyed the process of playing it, not the outcome at the end. This is one of the things that I mentioned to Ricky as we were playing our bolt action game on Saturday. The odds were so ridiculously stacked against the Germans, it was almost ridiculous that I was being asked to play the game, but it didn't detract
Yes.
from it at all. It was just fun to play the game as it was. It didn't feel bad that I couldn't I couldn't shoot with half my units. It didn't feel bad that I had to worry about whether I was going to move my fucking Panzer IV and it was going to run out of petrol. It didn't feel bad that my objective markers he kept scooping up and removing from the board, denying me points. Because the whole process of just playing the game with him
You
was
were
all
having you were having an experience, and again, I suppose bringing that back to the beginning of the year, like me and Alex had spent, what was it, nine weeks or so across the course of like 4 months, 5 months after we knew that we were going to the tournament, prepping and playing for the tournament. And then suddenly we end up at the tournament and we're drawn against each other. And Alex, bless him, he won best sport at that tournament. But the other thing being as well, in the entire run up to that tournament, every game that we had played in the run up to it, Alex had lost against me. And we go to the tournament, and not only does he lose against me, he gets completely and utterly tabled, and we are laughing about it the entire way home. That it literally, you couldn't have fucking scripted that.
yeah. Because Damon says here, sometimes a no-win scenario can be fun, knowing it will end just instills an attitude. That was how it was for me. Like I said to Ricky, the only way I can score any points at this point is to not lose my HQ. So I literally pulled all of my units back to this one place that scored me 3 victory points, put everything I had into defending it, and prayed that the game ended on turn 6 and didn't go into turn 7. And it was like, that's all I could do. And it was just fun. It was absolutely fun. It was amazing. Yeah. No. Totally. That is the nub of it, Shakos. And I'll be honest, that is now my only barometer. If I do not enjoy a game, or it frustrates me, there's no need for me to keep going back for more. And to be honest, there's no need for me to attempt to fix what's wrong with it so that I can enjoy it, because the gaming hobby now is so awash with fantastic games, fantastic models, fantastic rule sets. You don't need to. And
Options, properties,
unapologetically,
customization.
I mean, unapologetically, this is where I would put Moonstone. I get it's beloved. I know the people who love it and think it's the best thing since sliced bread. David and I played it. We couldn't find the enjoyment in it.
Why?
And do you know what? That's just the way it is. We're not going to feel bad about it. We're not going to beat ourselves up about it. It's just the way it was. It's not a game that I think we're going to give a lot of time to. I do want to play. I want to play one of the narrative scenarios,
yeah.
just to see if we're missing. When you add the storytelling back into it, and you're not trying to just collect the stones to get the highest big number win. But I still think that the fucking card mechanic is laboured as fuck. And not. Again, this will lead. Maybe this is a topic that's been on our list for a long time. Controversial opinions. Everybody's saying it now. The game has won multiple industry awards.
Hang on though. Hasn't Games Workshop won some awards?
Probably.
Sorry, is that the elephant in the room? Is that the elephant in the room?
Yeah. Crispin, you may be onto something there.
Really? Class? What's that?
Yeah. Right. That was pretty good as a topic. I've got all of my flesh done. I think the next stage, if I remember Sonic Sledgehammer's tutorial, is webbing. So it's out with the German camo beige.
Would you like to see what I managed to actually get done tonight?
Go on then.
Come down to the camera.
Okay. You're going to show off
Oh
what
no!
Spam's done?
Oh no! My raider went for a swim.
What a tosser.
Just fell off the back corner into the drinking water.
Fucking hell.
Luckily, the paint's dry on her. But
well, it was.
That's where we've got to tonight. So we've done a lot of skin tones, similar to yourself. We've started
Bloody
fleshing
hell.
out some of the colour schemes.
So these are miniatures in addition to what you painted the other night. How many miniatures do we need for the first game?
I don't know, but we're just painting and going.
Fucking hell, mate. Why don't you work out the lists, then fucking work out what you got to paint?
But that requires me to sit down, and there's a bit of a difference between me sitting down for 2 hours staring blankly at my computer monitor going, than painting something.
Okay, Okay, I
That's
get.
tomorrow night's job.
So, like, man on
But-
internet watches computer screen, not entertaining.
Yeah. Are you entertained?
Look at Ewok. I thought they would fall out, not fall off.
But yeah, she made a really good pop sound as she just went.
So come on, don't be an
whomp into
arse. Show what spam been done. Well, show spam's model.
Spam has got.
Oh, I like that colour. I do like that colour.
I can do. It's used to
Yes, I
really
know.
well.
I've still got to paint half your sails. Stop complaining.
I'm not complaining. I've got
And then we've got
the wood. done
some
on that
more.
one.
I was going to
grey
say,
wood
just hold
done.
a sail in place on top of the hull, mate, so we can see them both
Check
in
with
shot.
gold.
Where's your big boat? Because they're big sails.
And the black, the dark grey is going to be what, 80% gold by the time we're finished.
Yeah, when it's all the filigree is going to get picked out.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
And
That'll
that's
kill your
gonna be
sanity.
flame effect.
Fuck, I
Are
do
you doing
like.
proper flame
I
for that?
love
Proper
that
flame
colour.
effect at the front.
Or are
I
you gonna
love
do
that
blue?
colour.
Flame, magical blue flame, because then that'll tie in.
Yeah,
There we go. Sold to the
yeah.
woman in the corner.
That looks better than the bloody
I really
beige
like
I
that colour.
used. That's
I changed
really
my mind
good.
at the last minute.
Yeah, I like that.
You were
Sam.
umming and ahhing about dark blue or that,
No.
and then I said turquoise,
Smart
and you picked
choice.
that out. So
Tell you what, as well, if you paint that fire elemental on the front of that ship in oranges and yellows,
red.
that'll fucking go brilliantly with that sail colour as well.
or what about like a ghostly blue flame?
No,
Yeah.
do it different to the sail. Don't go blue as well. Go fire
Okay.
orange. Look fucking amazing. Because it's the only ship in the fleet that's got it. And it'll really
Yes,
stand out.
They are ones and zeros, Shakos. They are from the Mantic Vault. I sat down with Spam a while back and said, "What do you like the look of? Because we're going to print this, because me and Paul play this game and we're going to bully you into doing it." So lo and behold, she's not even played a game of it yet.
Do you know what,
But she's painting
Shakos?
it.
I would love to make
Anything
battle
on
report
it.
videos, but it's just such work.
It's the editing.
Yeah.
There will be some point between now and the end of the year, because I haven't finished with my camera, mate.
Okay.
I have said that I wanted to do it as part of my pledge for the year, and I'm not going to let you guys forget it. I will be recording a bat rep, but it will probably be solo. And it will probably be Torch and Shield. So I'm going to get some
Ooh.
dwarves together later this month, get them printed, get them painted, get a little gang going together for that. And we're going to probably do 1 or 2 sessions of that for a bat rep, because it's something that isn't overly common on YouTube as well. So it'd be nice to give the guys at Torch and Shield some love.
Yep. I've decided I am going to get into a Wild West game next year, and it's either going to be Dracula's America or Tombstone.
Look, mate, I know you've had a year off gaming, but there's no excuse of getting 15 games.
Next year!
You've got.
Right.
Well, no, to be fair, though, you've already broken that rule, so you might as well just carry on.
Oh.
There's no need for you to hold out any longer.
Fuck off. Shut up, fatty.
Two can play the fucking bully each other game, dickhead.
Fucking right, okay, guys. I think on that note, we'd better go before things descend into fighting in the windows. Gunfighter's Ball. Never played it, Crispin. We did Dead Man's Hand. We did. What
What's
was
the
that
other one
one?
we did?
Fistful of Lead.
Yeah.
And we've not. Those are the only 2 that I've done.
Wild West Exodus. There's a new edition coming next
Well-
year. Problem solved.
To be fair, Wild West Exodus is your bag, and I will. Don't get me wrong. I will definitely get models for it. I'm not sure that I'm into it enough to collect multiple factions and get into it. I like the idea of Tombstone with its like Wild West plus undead type thing. or the
Yeah,
Dracula's
true.
America thing more.
What's the Black Scorpion one?
That Tombstone.
We need to give that a go.
Tombstone is the Black Scorpion one, which is why it's on my radar. I don't like. No, I'm not. I don't like because that's the Two Fat Lardies. Oh, I see. You're saying that isn't cowboy. It is for me. Cowboy fantasy crossover, mate. That's where see that for true classic Wild West, just pure historical. I'm not. It's just not grabbing me.
It's
Anyway,
not your vibe, is it?
we'll be here all fucking night unless we call it a day. So if you can only find time. Oh, first of all, before we get into that, thank everybody over here in the chat, our co-stars. I applaud all of you and I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart. If it wasn't for the chat, these streams would be nowhere near as much fun for David and I. You guys are fucking amazing and we love every single one of you. If you're watching along later on YouTube or if you're watching now, please click the like button before we go. It's only a little thing for you, but it helps push us in the algorithm, and I've noticed our views are up. And I'm sure that's because we're getting good likes. I know YouTube is actually trying to push smaller channels at the moment. I'm getting a lot more in my feed. So do your bit and just click the like button. If you want to do the other stuff, share the links with your friends, comment on our videos and subscribe to the channel. You do what suits you. It's your YouTube. Use it how you want. And with that, I think we're done for the evening, aren't we, mate?
I think it's home time.
Yep.
So see you all next week.
Wax on,
For
wax off. See you later, guys.
something to ramble about.
It's another Thursday night. I see Crispin's wearing tights. Sparrow's getting in the bath. Young David's full of wrath. Paula's tightening his straps. Where on his apron you saps. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese Me is on day release. Damn Silk tries not to crease. And Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile the handyman is opening up the can. Technical difficulties. They're really such a crime. Technical difficulties. They happen all the time. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop 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 time. Cheese Me is on day release. Damn Silk tries not to crease. The Ewoks keeping nice and warm. In bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile the handyman is opening another can. It's Yellow Belly Tabletop time. 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 Cheese Me is on day release. Damn me up tries not to crease. And Ewok nice and warm, in bed with Russian uniform. Meanwhile the handyman is opening another can.